Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Sides of the Best Part, a podcast where we learn about the amazing passion projects undertaken by college students that are not related to their major. Our third guest is Mrs. ASA herself, Nanatte Boateng.
Hi everyone, my name is Nanatte Boateng. I'm a sophomore at the University of Maryland College Park, and my major is criminal justice, and I'm Miss ASA.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about why you wanted to do the pageant in the first place.
Well, I wanted to do the pageant because I feel like this is something that I wanted to do, but I just really needed a push. A lot of people were like, "Yeah, do it," and I was like, "No," but deep down inside, I really wanted to, but I was just scared.
Right.
So I feel like that push really gave me the encouragement to run. And I also wanted to run because after thinking about it, at first I thought it was just you win the pageant and that's it. But then I realized that after you win, you become head of community service.
Yeah.
And I was like, I haven't done that much since I left high school. So I feel like this would be a great way for me to get in touch with the community. And also one of my uncles, he just started a nonprofit organization, and I felt like this was a calling from God for me to help.
Yeah.
So that's like my main focus, to help distant relatives, in which we started helping them yesterday at the Love Island event. We did a donation drive, and we have much more plans in the future with them. So I feel like this was a good space for me to branch out and connect to the community.
Nice. So, I was also involved in your whole pageant process because everyone in Afro Chic and some people from Diasporic, our dance teams on campus, we were all helping out Nanatte and also the Mr. ASA Andy and how they ran and how the pageant went. And we can all for sure say there were some things going on during the process. So could you speak to the hurdles you had to go through to get to becoming Miss ASA?
I would say the hurdle is the support that I didn't have. Like, yes, I had my teammates and Diasporic behind me and some people that I was already friends with, but there was also people who didn't want me to win, and because of that, rehearsals was basically unfair.
Right.
I didn't get the right treatment. I also didn't get enough time to rehearse. There were things that I did and they said, "You can't do this," or there were things that I did and they said, "Change that."
Yeah.
And it was just really annoying. There was a point in time where I had family come over for one of my rehearsals, and they got into it with somebody on the e-board, and it was just really messy. So I feel like the hurdle was just having to work with people who don't want to see you win.
Yeah.
So that was a hurdle. I think another hurdle will probably be the time, because I was running for Miss ASA and I was also on Afro Chic. So there would be times where I need to come to practice and I'm just like, "Oh, but I have to do this for the ASA pageant." And then also for church, I'm also a part of the main choreography group at my church.
Right.
So there will be practice on Saturdays and during the week when I had Afro Chic practice, but then I also had fall ball practice. So it was a lot. It was really a lot to manage my time. But during the process, I realized that you really make time for things that you want in life.
Yeah.
So I know if I really wanted to win the pageant, I had to put forth the time and put the other things aside.
Right.
Yeah.
A pretty recurring theme, at least in the last 2 episodes, have been people who sort of did projects that were like, "Oh, I learned how to crochet and I'm selling it to my family members," or, "Oh, I'm doing a YouTube channel, or I'm doing investing." And those are things that you can kind of take at your own pace. And those are kind of things that you can build into it and put maybe 15 minutes a day to grow a little bit. But I feel like in your case, it was really different because you were in a competition that had a set deadline. So it was yes, I have I can do a little bit every day, but at some point I have to throw myself into it and really kick things off. So I think that being able to motivate yourself through the process, because some other people dropped the pageant even when they're like signing up people for the pageant, like some people just like decided not to do it anymore. Yeah. So I think like being able to motivate yourself, especially because it's only you and the other person. It wasn't like 5 people and then you guys had like some more leniency on like who you were competing against. You knew who your direct opponent was. So I think that put like a lot more pressure. Okay, so now to take a little break from the interview, I got an amazing idea after the third podcast from a listener, shout out to Pamela, to do a little segment in the middle, you know, just to spice things up. So we're going to do that. So this segment is the best part of sides. It doesn't have any profound meaning. I just didn't feel like thinking of a different name. So in this segment, I'm basically going to throw out a bunch of random food questions and ask for your unpopular food opinions on my personal Instagram at itsomalola. And we will just go over it here and I will tell you whether your opinion is right or wrong because this is my podcast, so I can do what I want. Okay. So the first question I asked was, what are your favorite sides? I got a lot of mac and cheese. That is very correct. We got fries. Of course, we all know McDonald's fries, at least for me, that is top tier. We got chin chin. If you are Nigerian, you have a total understanding of what that is. Chin chin is bomb. We got rice or greens. We're going back to like Thanksgiving. You know, the whole idea of sides of the best part is that mac and cheese, greens, pie, all that stuff is better than the turkey. And if you think that is wrong, we need to have a talk. So yeah. Oh, we got baked potato. That was from Nanatte, who this interview is with. So shout out to Miss ASA. If you want to get Miss ASA something, get her baked potato. And we got cornbread, which I 100% agree with as well. So just some yes or no questions. I asked cereal with warm milk. Now, going back to Nanatte, she pours her milk first. And not only does she pour her milk first, she uses warm milk. Please do not judge her. She means well. And 31 people said no to cereal with warm milk, while 10 people said yes. So Nanatte, there are 10 people there for you. I'm here for you, even though I might not do that, but just don't judge your Miss ASA. Continue to look at her the same way. So next I asked, what is the worst condiment? And I got a lot of people who said relish, which I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. Relish on a hot dog. Well, I don't know the last time I ate a hot dog for real, but I have to disagree. We got some mustard. Now that's correct. Mustard is disgusting. If you think otherwise, you're wrong. We got some horseradish, which if you're just out here eating horseradish, you might have to talk. Ketchup, I agree. Mayo chup, which I'm guessing is a combination between mayonnaise and ketchup. That sounds absolutely diabolical. Ginger. Interesting. And then mayo. Okay. Mayo is weird because mayo can hit in small quantities in a specific sandwich. I don't know which one, but it can. The next question is, are olives disgusting? Now, I personally put 2 options there. It was yes or yes, because if you think olives are good, you're wrong. Olive oil is good. Black olives on a pizza I will probably eat, but olives alone are absolutely disgusting. So there are only there's only one option, really. It's yes. Okay, moving on. So I just asked for some random food, unpopular food opinions, and then these will probably be the ones that we can vote on for next time. So the first one I got was olives are not disgusting. Shout out to Ify. They are disgusting. We argue about this all the time. Chicken is nasty. That is not correct. Cooked onions are throw up emoji. No. Celery is disgusting. Once again, not correct. Someone just said water, so I'm assuming you like water. So, I mean, I sure hope you like water. Someone said rice and ripe bananas, which actually does not sound bad. I might try that. Someone said ranch is the devil's bathwater. Okay, I have no way to process that, so sure, we'll go with that. Oh, someone said oatmeal and Belvita crackers. Shout out to Miss ASA once again. So recap: she likes baked potato, cereal with warm milk, oatmeal and Belvita crackers. Please, if you see Nanatte, bring her those things. You will brighten her day. Another person said pineapple on pizza is God tier. I do agree. Pineapple on pizza is good. The sweet and the savory just combine to make something beautiful. And if you think that is wrong, you're wrong. And the last opinion, this was a whopper. They said blueberries suck, almonds are evil, and pineapple on pizza is an atrocity. All three of those opinions are wrong. I eat all those things, and I feel personally attacked by the fact that somebody has done this. So, yeah, Lisa, we need to have a talk, ma'am. I don't know how you're attacking me like this. So, yeah, that was the best part of sides. Shout out to my personal Instagram. That is where you'll find the questions for this segment. It is It's Omolola. That is at ITSOMOLOLAA. Follow that. I'll post random food questions. You vote, you answer, and I'll put them here. And we also have an Instagram for this podcast. It is at Sides Best Part. I am assuming you know how to spell Sides Best Part, so it is at Sides Best Part. And we'll get right back to the interview. So going back to like the community service and now like that's your role in ASA, how do you feel like going through the pageant has sort of changed your ideas about what you're capable of?
I feel like going through the pageant process really changed my character in a way, because there was a time where I didn't really know. Well, what I knew of community service was soup kitchen, feed the homeless,
Right.
and whatnot. But as me and my current Mr. Andy were talking, we realized that it's not always soup kitchen and feeding the homeless. There's other things we can do, like just giving our time to volunteer at different things, also starting drives and donating stuff. So I feel like that really humbled my character in a way, because everyone has a certain vision of what something is, and once you open up your mind to see the different things that you can do, and you put yourself in that position to make a difference, you start to realize that you have the power to do this and that, and so therefore that must be done if you want to be good at what you've been called to do.
Right.
So yeah.
So I think it's like really cool how it's not just like I wanted to do this pageant just because like I wanted to be just as popular like person, but more so like focusing on what happens after the pageant.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to be Miss ASA and like the hype and everybody's like, oh yeah, this Miss ASA, it's Miss ASA, but at the end of the day what you do really speaks to like why you're put in that role and why God placed you in that role in the first place. Yeah, so do you think you would do something else like like the pageant or something like that again?
Wow. Honestly, I wouldn't mind. Because it's a really uh it really teaches you some things when you go through competitions and
Yeah.
things. Like sometimes, like when I was first running, I didn't think that I could win over the people that I was running against. But then they dropped out,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Whoo, thank God!" But then I had someone else who I wouldn't really say we're like close friends, but we're cool with each other. But because we were placed to run against each other, it's like, okay, you're friends, but technically you're not really friends because you have to run against each other. So like, I feel like it's a bit awkward, but I would definitely do it again if I know who is running it. Because if I know that there are a lot of people that's doubting me and like trying to put me down and mess up my things, then I wouldn't do it again. Because even thinking back to fall ball, like people would like, Andy says he would like to do it again, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it again, because if you know, you know. But yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, just having to sit there and like have people sabotage your music while you're dancing on stage,
Yes.
that is something that I don't want to do again.
Yeah.
And then even like my culture part where they messed up when they were supposed to give me a microphone and I had to restart and everything. Like, yeah, it was a lot, but I would definitely do it again if it was under a different keyboard and if it was under something else. And maybe something that's not so talent based, because everyone knew that I was a dancer. So like there was no surprise when I came and danced.
Right.
So maybe something that has to do with like intelligence or like something else. I would do it.
I get that. Yeah, I can personally speak to the whole thing that went through that day of the pageant.
Yeah.
Because when we were dancing and we were hearing like the music go, I was like, oh no, they cannot be happening. And it was only happening to you. So you were really thinking and you're like, how is this occurring just for you? Like, how is everything trying to work against you in this case? But then, you know, how by God's grace, you're still able to prevail. And I think that's such an amazing thing. So yeah, if you had something to say to like anyone who wanted to do a pageant or anyone who wants to do just some general project, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to just basically follow your heart. If it's something that you really want to do, then just put your time and your efforts in it, because whatever you put your mind to, you can do it if you really, really want it. It may be hard because not everything that comes in life comes easy. So if you have a project that you want to do, just make sure you put the time and the work to make sure that it's perfect. If you want to run for a pageant, put the time and effort, because some people can put things together like this and some people can't put things together like as quickly as possible. But as long as you have the heart and you know what you want to do, and you just make sure that it's gonna be just you and whatever you want, then I feel like you'll be able to win and also get a great outcome. It just all depends on how consistent you are.
Right.
Because you can't start something and then you can't have a vision and say, okay, yeah, I want to do this, but then like the first step you don't want to do it, or maybe like you get 5 steps in and then you just like, okay, well maybe I know the project is gonna happen, but I don't really need to press forward. But like you really have to have that drive in you. And if there's anybody that's listening and wants to run for Miss ASA, I would just say, just make sure that you want to really be a part of the community aspect. It's not just about the title. You know, when I walk around campus, people are like, OMG, it's Miss ASA. And I'm like, you know, stop it. I'm just a regular student. But you really, really, really want to be a part of the change, because if you go there and you're doing it for the popularity, people will talk and be like, yo, she just did it for the title. He just did it for the title. They don't really want to do anything. And I feel like that speaks a lot on someone's character. So you really have to know what you're getting yourself into, because you're going to work with the e-board that's going to try to put your platform to life. So just really make sure that you have the drive to do whatever that you want to do. If you don't have it, then maybe just put it to the side and then maybe try to work towards it later in life. But just really have the drive to do whatever you want to do.
Right. Okay, so Nanatte, any socials, IG, Twitter?
Okay, my Instagram is N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, N again as in Nancy, X, T as in Tom, T as in Tom, E. And my Twitter name is, I think it's the same thing. I think it's NVNXTTEEE. So another E. And then, yeah, that's really all I use.
Yeah, so that was Miss ASA herself. And we will be back with another episode of Sides of the Best Part next time. See you guys.
See ya.